Are you good at guessing what people want? This year, stop guessing and give them what they want. From burgers to video games to ripped jeans. They pick their gift from some of their favorite brands with a choice gift card from giftcards.com. It's genius.
So we're here at Marshall's with Liz for some holiday shopping.
She's really nailing it this year, isn't she?
Oh, yep. She's got a record player for Amy.
A gorgeous cozy sweater for Jason.
And some hot pink fluffy slippers for her sister.
The perfect gift.
Wait a sec.
She's getting a pair for herself.
Well, with prices this good, it would be rude not to.
You know what? She totally deserves it.
Oh, totally.
Happy holidays, everyone. See you at Marshall's.
Fabulous brands.
Feel good prices at Marshall's.
Welcome, readers. Today on Book Chat, joining me is my Buddy Reads co-host, Classy. We'll be discussing The Good Sister, written by Sally Hempworth. Stay tuned. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Amazon Music. Check it out. It has 70 million songs, thousands of playlists. You can listen without commercials. Sign up today and get your first month for free using the Shelf Addiction link. Go to getamazonmusic.com/shelf addiction and sign up today. Again, the code is Shelf Addiction. The link is also in the show notes. Hey everyone, I'm your host, Tamara Ford, and thank you for downloading this month's Buddy Read discussion featured here on the Shelf Addiction podcast. If you're new here, every week we get bookish with book discussions, book reviews, shelf bites, and more. If you're wondering what is a Buddy Read, this is a feature where Classy and I select a thriller or mystery title that we both are interested in. Then we have a candid conversation about that book or audiobook. We even discuss it in our Facebook group, Shelf Addiction Official, during a live chat. So grab a glass of wine, a cocktail, a cup of tea or coffee, whatever your drink of choice is, and settle in for this fun discussion. As always with book chats, there is a spoiler alert in effect, so you've been warned. If you enjoyed today's episode, please support this podcast by sharing it with your book nerd friends or on your favorite social media space. That will really help me out, and I appreciate you for doing it. The uncut video version of this podcast is available now on Patreon. Join us there for exclusive videos, including this podcast after show. If you'd like to support the show in other ways, please consider doing that by supporting our sponsors. By supporting them, you are supporting us. Check out all of the sponsors at shelfaddiction.com/sponsors. If you've read the book or listened to the audiobook and would like to weigh in on this conversation, be sure to join the Facebook group Shelf Addiction Official. I hope to hear your thoughts on this discussion. Links for everything I've mentioned are in the show notes, so let's get going. We've got a lot to cover today, so we are going to get started. Joining me is the Buddy Read feature co-host, Classy Green from the Bookish Virtual Assistant. Welcome back, Classy.
Hi, Tamara. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Is it cold enough for you yet? It's November.
Yeah. My toes, yeah. It's 49 degrees here, but yeah, my toes were pretty chilled today, and I turned up the heat. I know. I can't do the cold.
Let me tell you a funny story. So, I've been in Atlanta for the last couple months. So now I'm back in Michigan, and it said the temperature was like 40 degrees or something. And I'm like, oh my God, that's cold. So I put on my coat. I put on a nice, cute scarf. I was looking Instagram ready with my fall outfit, went out. I was outside 15 minutes. I'm like, why am I sweating in a sweater? Why am I sweating? I'm like, this scarf is heavier than I remember. I'm like, it was a mess.
Oh, your body had adjusted, huh?
Yeah, it adjusted quick. Because, I was cold sitting around my house. My house was 72 degrees and I was cold. So I thought, well, I'll surely be freezing outside. But apparently the scarf I picked was like full on wool. It looks super cute, but I was sub-zero weather scarf, and I was like, oh, I gotta take this off. I'm about to start sweating.
Yeah, it's like, that's not a fall sweater, that's a winter sweater. Scarf. Yes, but you were pretty bundled up then.
I know I was, but I thought I had the fall vibe, so I had the long plaid like shirt jacket. It was super cute. I had my little fuzzy boots on, had my leggings on, had the cute fluffy scarf. Look, I was going for the I was the basic bitch vibes. I had my little top messy bun. I'm like,
oh, it got warm. I was like, oh,
I had to take I had to take the scarf off. I'm like, I can't do it. Oh, I can't do it.
Did you get a cute pic though?
No, I couldn't even do it. I was sweating too damn hard. I'm like, oh God.
She's like, okay,
anyway,
I'm not for this life yet.
What a mess. Okay, so I guess that just proves that maybe I am a northern girl after all, because I went outside and was like, I'm hot.
Yeah.
So
you're like, Atlanta is only for brief moments.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. But anywho, I thought that was a little funny thing to share. So anyway, let's get started with this, you guys. Before we start today's discussion, if you want to see the after show that goes along with this, head on over to Patreon and give it a watch. It's available right now. Today, we are discussing the book The Good Sister by Sally Hempworth, narrated by Barry Krinick. I hope that's how it's said. That's how it's spelled. Published April 13th, 2021 by St. Martin's Press and Macmillan Audio. The hardcover comes in at 309 pages, and the unabridged audio length is 8 hours and 19 minutes. Classy, would you so kindly share the synopsis?
Absolutely. The Good Sister by Sally Hempworth. There's only been one time that Rose couldn't stop me from doing the wrong thing, and that was a mistake that will haunt me for the rest of my life. Fern Castle works in her local library. She has dinner with her twin sister Rose 3 nights a week, and she avoids crowds, bright lights, and loud noises as much as possible. Fern has a carefully structured life, and disrupting her routine can be dangerous. When Rose discovers that she cannot get pregnant, Fern sees her chance to pay her sister back for everything Rose has done for her. Fern can have a baby for Rose. She just needs to find a father. Simple. Fern's mission will shake the foundation of the life she has carefully built for herself and stir up dark secrets from the past. In this quirky, rich, and shocking story of what families keep hidden. That was a weird last paragraph.
Yeah,
I digress. Yeah, I was like reading it and I'm like, it didn't flow. Something was missing in that last paragraph. But yeah, that's the synopsis from Goodreads.
All right.
It's like they missed a sentence.
Yeah, it definitely needed some like fluffing or something by the person who did the synopsis.
It was weird.
It was weird. And I think the book was a little weird. It's tagged as a thriller. People tag it as suspense too and mystery. I don't know. It wasn't really any of those to me. I didn't even feel, I don't know. I'm reading the story. I'm understanding what's happening. I'm finding it utterly predictable.
Utterly.
Yeah.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it was very basic in its story. I was trying to find if I could connect with Fern. She seemed to be like the main narrator. She had most of the page. And I guess she's not diagnosed, but based on the plot and the things we read about her, she's on the spectrum. She's got to be. Yeah. She's got like a lot of sensory, like processing things going on. Right. And I'm like, I really wanted to like Fern. It didn't hit. And I definitely didn't like Rose. And I'm like, why don't I like Rose either?
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I get like this is a very popular character to write at this time. You had Helen Hoying who did it with, oh God, the Kiss Quotient, was it? With Helen, she wasn't one of the first ones, but probably one of the first like in romance where you had this person who was on the spectrum, and she wrote a very good character that I did find myself loving or really liking her. And Fern, and I think I've told you this before, I've worked with Asperger autistic students before, and Fern is classic, no doubt. She did write her as a classic adult Asperger person, but there weren't any qualities, like you said, to like her as a main character. She was very robotic, which again, they are. There were moments that I did enjoy, when she had the relationship part, when she met Wally, Rocco, aka Wally, who she called Wally, who also probably had some kind of.
Did you catch the "Where's Waldo" thing? It's because of his hats.
Yes.
That's why she called him Wally.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they call him Wally and not Waldo in Australia, I guess.
Yes, that's what she said. In different countries, Waldo is called different names.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and he was kind of on the spectrum. He had some, some I won't say issues, but he had some things too some sensory issues, and he didn't like to be touched. But their relationship, I found that to be kind of cute. Like she was like, I think I had an orgasm, I'm not sure. And then they researched it.
We looked it up, we Googled it. And then we did it again just to make sure we were right.
I know. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was hilarious. Awesome. And when I read that, I was like, yeah, I could see them doing that. Like, because she's like, I've done this before, but it just didn't feel this way, and it's making me giggle. And so that was probably like my one thing that I really did like about, how she wrote Fern. And I think she probably tried to write her to be unlikable, to give us that suspense, the mystery thriller kind of feel to it. But I wasn't buying it.
I didn't feel anything off about Fern. I didn't feel like, what's wrong with her? I wasn't waiting for the shoe to drop with Fern. I just didn't feel it at all.
Nope.
And
no, because she was cut and dry. She was cut and dry.
Yeah. She kept saying, oh, I can't be trusted. And I feel like anytime the character has to like verbally tell me, oh, I can't be trusted. Oh, this happened. I mean, I'm like, it's just not working. You can't be trusted with what? And then like so this is toward the end of the story, but y'all, she ended up pregnant. As the synopsis says, she tries to get pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. She has this baby, and the poor woman, I felt bad for her. The poor woman, obviously she doesn't trust her sister anymore because Wally has told her some things, and some other things have kind of come to her memory. And she takes her baby and leaves the hospital. And the police do a welfare check on her. And this woman thinks she's about to be arrested for kidnapping.
Yes.
I'm like, girl, you can't kidnap your own baby. You didn't sign anything.
But I mean, the way her sister put it in her head, I would have felt the same way too, because her sister, because just before she left, they were, like you said, she didn't sign the papers, but the adoption agency said, and if you do this, this, and that, you can't turn back. And I think it was that little transition where she was like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And it made her seem guilty. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, you have options. You don't have to do this. You can do this. You can do that. And she's like, oh, I had no idea. And she was being manipulated. Yeah. That was clear.
And her sister made her feel guilty about everything, like everything, all the things I've done for you. She didn't literally say those things, but Fern felt that way. So for her to walk out with this baby that her sister so desperately wanted did make her seem like, I think I'm doing something wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And when it came to Rose, so instantly when we're reading about their childhood, I'm like, something is very wrong when you have two people that were raised in the same house by the same woman, and you have polar opposite opinions on your childhood. polar opposite. You know, Rose says we were abused, this and that. Fern's like, well, it was a little hard, but our mom was kind and da-da-da. You know, it was a fiasco reading that. I'm like, okay, so somebody's lying, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's lying. And then when it came out who the liar was, obviously we know it's not Fern because we've been talking about Fern. I'm like, wow, she tried to pull a Amy Dunn. She tried it.
Yeah, she did. She really did, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
And the thing is that if you're going to use this kind of character for to make us feel like who's lying, please do not use the Asperger person, even though or somebody on the spectrum, even though we did read like the escape room where we had Lucy, I think it was, or whoever that character was, who they used for their skill set, but she, you know, her moral, even though she went along with some things, in the end she couldn't because of that right and wrong. There's no gray for them. It's either black or white, and that's what I think the problem was with this book, is because she tried to use Fern as, you know, the bad person in the beginning. And anybody that knows someone on that spectrum, it's kind of hard because they have a hard time lying. They're upfront, you know, they don't get it. So to make her out to be bad like that, and granted she did kill, but she only killed because of somebody told her to do something, but she didn't think she was killing. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's trusts like her sister so much. Mm-hmm. She, in her mind, okay, you guys, we're going to talk about this murder. Let's just talk about the murder. So when they were kids, and they were like, what, 12 or 13 or something like that? They were kids.
It was a little bit before that because mom OD'd when they were 12. And that's when so yes, maybe 10 or 11.
10 or 11, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you guys, y'all know it's like what, 4th, 5th grade, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
The girl, Fern, trusted her sister. They were hanging out with the mom's new boyfriend and her son. And of course, the son had a little crush on Fern because she was beating him and holding her breath under the water. You know, that dumb stuff. And of course, Rose is jealous. So she's like, oh, I'll fix that. She sees them kissing and she's like, oh, I'll handle that. So she convinces Fern to help him win because, you know, boys want to win. They don't want to lose. You got to help him. Just help him hold his breath longer than you.
Yep.
And she doesn't say hold him down, but Fern knows what she means. And she's like, well, I read a book and I know he can stand there for 40 seconds and it should be okay.
Yep.
And Rose is like, okay, I'll watch on my watch. I'll let you know when 40 seconds is up. Fern is like, okay. Like,
yes.
Girl. And she's
my person.
Yes. And she's like, it seems like it's longer than 40 seconds. Is it 40 seconds? She's like, nope, just a little while longer. Almost there. And then she just waits for the kid to die. And then she's like, oh, that's 40 seconds. Yeah. Oh my God.
And then when he's lifted out of the water, what does Rose say? Fern, what did you do?
What did you do? Yes. She gaslit her whole fucking life. Her whole life, she did that to her.
Yeah. Yep. Thinking because of her disability, you know, that, you know, she's the weak one. I'm the strong one, even though, you know, and at first I did feel sorry for Rose in the book because of the difference from Rose's perspective. You know, she kept saying how her mother always basically called her chubby, round Rose, would leave her, would always take Fern's side. And so I was like, ooh, mom was, you know, pretty mean. No wonder she, you know, she has issues and she, you know, sees a therapist and, you know, all this, and she journals and, but yeah, come to find out she was not the good sister.
No, she was crazy, basically. And she lied at every turn. She did kill her mother, and she tried to kill her when they were young. She tried to kill her more than once, and she did succeed the second time as an adult. But you tried and failed.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. And it was while I was reading the parts where, they were kids. I'm like, their mother is freaking awful. Like, her mother is the worst. And comes to find out that was not her mother at all.
No. It was this was Damien. I won't call her Damien, but what was the evil kid that in all the movies, you had the bad seed. She was basically like the bad seed, but from this story, it was kind of flipped, like, because usually with twins or even siblings, period, there's always that one where you try to pit. Mom always has a favorite,
Right.
That's what they say. And Fern was the protected one, and that was not the case. So I will give Sally credit for that. How, she made us to believe that the mother, Nina, was such a bad, mean mother to round diabetic Rose as she grew up, because she could not do anything right. And I wasn't quite sure why she put in the story of Rose being sexually assaulted by the boyfriend, because it was like, I wasn't sure why she dropped that in the story, because was that to lend some of maybe the psychological, torture or whatever she felt as an adult, because prior to that, it was all about mom, and this is what happened. And this is why I am like I am, because my mom was like this. And then you threw in, the sexual assault, and maybe she was blaming mom because mom didn't protect her. Now that I say it out loud. So maybe that was that, but I was a little confused with that storyline being thrown in there. I felt like it could have been left out, because it didn't really add anything to the story.
There was no point. There was no payoff, no point of it.
No, not at all. Because at one point, would have been the payoff with that storyline, if that boyfriend that was touching was the one that was drowned. Because at one point I thought, was that? Did they kill him? Yeah. I was like, yes, please kill him. But no, it was not him.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was honestly, with all the stuff we're talking about, guys, the more and more I talk about it, it really just seems like a family domestic type novel. Not
family
suspense.
Saga drama.
Right, like a family drama, not a thriller, not even a mystery. Because while we were misled by, the diary entries, once that was figured out, it was like, it wasn't like a mystery. It was like, oh, dang, she was lying. It was like,
things just started to unravel. Hidden secrets, like you were saying, family drama.
Right.
Yeah.
So even no after mystery. That, and then the Rose, she tries again at the end. She's writing a new journal. And then she's tearing pages. Well, she writes the truth, tearing the pages out. She's like, you think I'm stupid? I'm not going to keep this written down. And then she starts to write more lies.
Yeah. And I kind of thought she was a liar, because there was something really weird about her relationship with her husband at the beginning, but yeah. And then I struggle too sometimes when we read books, because after you read them so long, you tend to, when it's predictable. It's like, right about now, this should happen. And I'm like, that's the bad part about reading these, because am I delving too much into it? I remember we did an Instagram live and somebody said something about the wives. And she's like, you guys, you went too deep. The book did what it was supposed to do. She did this, and that, and that was it. And I'm like, am I doing that with some of our books? Like, are we going like,
okay, y'all can't see the look on my face right now unless you're on Patreon. But I'm like, what do you mean going too deep?
I know. Well, you know what? Sometimes you can just like, because sometimes I feel like I analyze like some of the books so much, and I'm like, I wonder if they would have did this, and that. And I'm like, it's just a book. She tried to write it this way, and I'm just going, she should have did this. She should have did that. And why did she do? Like what I was just saying before. Like, why did she drop the sexual abuse in the story when it didn't have a payoff? And so. But again, that's what we do this podcast for.
We are critical readers. And I think I'm also critical when I watch TV, when I talk about TV on my other podcast. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to question plot lines or plot devices that are being used.
Yeah.
Especially because I am a fan of saying, I say this all the time on my Walking Dead podcast, make it make sense. Lord have mercy. What is happening?
Right. And I think that was my struggle with this. It was like something's like, why did she even drop that in there? It wasn't even like a red herring.
Right.
I mean, I love a good red herring. Like, oh, she tricked me. Damn. Oh. And it was nothing like that at all. It was just, my mother had lots of boyfriends and he touched me. Okay. And why did you tell me that?
Right.
Did somebody kick his ass? That's what I'm talking about. Like, okay, so he touched you. Why didn't nobody kick his ass? He should have been dead. He should have been the one that drowned, not the little boy. So, yeah.
Weird.
Very.
Okay, we got more to talk about, more to break down. I want to talk about the audiobook a little bit. Obviously, we have to rate it, but I think this is a good point to take a commercial break. You guys check out the sponsors for this episode. The links are below in the show notes. Also, check out, you guys, it's the end of the year. You don't want to miss my newest notebook or latest notebook. It's all about challenges. You keep track of your challenges in the notebook. Y'all, you need this in your collection. Check it out on Amazon and let me know what you think about it. So we'll be right back.
University of Maryland Global Campus was established to bring a respected state university education to working adults at home and abroad. 70 years ago, we sent professors overseas to educate service members and their families on military installations and on the front lines. Today, we're online because that's where working adults need us, that's where you need us. We'll support your commitment to being a successful student with services that fit your lifestyle, and we offer more than 90 programs and specializations for where you are and where you want to be. University of Maryland University College is now University of Maryland Global Campus. We go the distance because times have changed, but what we're made for hasn't. UMGC offers online support for veterans, including resources at the Veterans Resource Center, no-cost digital materials replacing most textbooks, virtual advising, transfer credits, and lifetime career services. Speak to our dedicated military and veterans advisors who can help you find the right degree for your career path. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
OMG, your BFF's birthday is here and you don't know what to get her? No worries. 1-800-Flowers.com has you covered. 1-800-Flowers is the ultimate birthday gifting destination for those who know it's not about giving a gift. It's about giving the gift. Make every birthday brighter with exclusive offers and great values on gorgeous bouquets and arrangements. To order today, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/tune-in. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/tune-in.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Shelf Addiction merch store. Check out all the bookish t-shirts, notebooks, mugs, and more. Don't miss out on these original designs, perfect for any book nerd. Support the podcast and visit shelfaddiction.com/merch and pick up your next favorite bookish item. Right, And we're back, guys. Thanks for checking out those sponsors. Don't forget to click around, click those links, y'all. Supporting them supports us. So let's finish this conversation. I was looking at some of the 1-star reviews because I love to see when other people think like me, because I know I'm not alone.
Right? Because I'm like, this is a 4.19.
No, it's not at all. And I feel like this is so many of these books out here are getting high ratings because people get the books from publishers. Ding, ding, ding. They get them from NetGalley and other places, and they feel like they just want to rate them high, or they've read other things by the author, so they just love everything. But I swear, you guys, I'm not being critical. This is not a thriller or a suspense or mystery title. And that upsets me that it's labeled as such, because I would have never picked this book.
Yeah.
And apparently a lot of other people agree with that. And a lot of other people have problems with the rape, that whole rapey thing going on with that guy. People have problems with other plot devices, because that happened, according to Rose, like the whole shower bedroom scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I know.
There's a lot of things wrong. But with that said, maybe if you're not a critical reader, is that rude that you're not a critical reader? I don't know. I'm not trying to be
are
rude.
You throwing shade over there?
I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm saying, like, sometimes, and I do know one or two people that seem to like everything. If you're that person and nothing really bothers you and almost everything you read you like, you'll probably like this.
Yeah.
No shade, really. I promise. I love you.
Right.
No shade.
Yeah. Right.
And
that's how I felt like. Yeah. If you're not critical and you just want something easy breezy to you, this is a story for you.
Yeah.
If you don't want to tear it apart, or I won't say tear it apart, think critically and kind of, recognize some red flags and some things that just don't make sense, like you just said, or, that aren't wrapped right or brought to a close correctly. This is not the book for you.
No.
I like that you said that, if you are a critical thinker, reader, it's not,
just pass. You're going to be like, what?
Yeah. And like you said, if this was marked family drama, we wouldn't have picked it, because it wasn't thrilling. There was nothing. I was not on the edge of my seat. I was not like waiting for something to happen. We knew who the baby daddy was. We knew, you know what I mean? We knew
poorly executed plot twist, if you want to call it a plot twist.
Right. So it wasn't nothing exciting.
No.
Even the unraveling at the end of the lie, it really wasn't surprising.
No.
You have two sisters, the good sister, the bad sister. So we knew it had to be one of them.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
It's like, I swear, I think of the most random stuff. Like, what's it called? Was it The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
That's Rose. Like, that character is Rose as a kid.
That's who I was thinking
around.
of. Yep. When I was saying Damon or the bad seed. Yes. Yeah. That's who I was thinking. Yep.
Yeah. Like, he went around like just hurting people under the guise of, oh, did I do that? And did I accidentally pushed her in that hole of ice. I didn't mean for her to drown.
I counted an extra 10 seconds. Oh,
yes,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, he's dead?
Oh, Rose. Like, oh, Fern, what did you do? Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then to find out at the end, the boyfriend, Wally, puts all of this together for Fern, because she can't seem to think for herself at all. It's like she kind of has some tidbits, but he's literally putting it together. She admits, yeah, I set out to get pregnant by you, but then it was more. And he's like, oh, she's so smart. She got you to do that.
No boundaries,
like,
right? She doesn't understand
yeah,
where you start and she begins. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So he had to tell her everything. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would she do without Wally? She'd still be like, my sister.
This would have been a perfect Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
This is a Lifetime movie book.
Totally.
Yeah. This is not something that we would find like Netflix. No, this is totally Lifetime. Yeah.
With actors you don't recognize.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or one that they always use for Lifetime, the regular. But yeah, this is a total, the more we talk about it, yeah. Because I mean, when the kind of books that we like that are really good mystery, thriller, suspense, it's Netflix, baby. No holds bar. Yeah. This is definitely a Lifetime book. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And the unreliable narrator only goes so far, especially I think that was like the linchpin she was trying to rely on was the unreliable narrator. But she had two unreliable narrators, I guess.
Yeah.
Until a certain point. Because, even we find out, like I said, Rose was gaslighting her sister her entire life. Like she was tee-heeing and laughing about her dog possibly dying because she said, Fern, we agreed you were going to feed the dog.
Yeah. And I knew something was wrong there because this girl is so on it with routines that that's something she would not. I mean, she was pissed off when she got up late and wasn't on time to do her yoga at 7.
Right. So that's why I'm like, and I'm sorry, and Fern never figured out, like she was never able to figure out that she didn't have these conversations just because Rose told her, oh, you must have forgot, or we had that conversation, or, she just believed Rose no matter what, to her own detriment.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that because she didn't have the social skills, she didn't really have friends. As she said before, Rose was her person. So, and she did all these things and protected her. And the biggest thing is she kept that big secret. And, that was what was looming over Fern is this secret. And it was a huge ass secret. You killed somebody, with the help of your sister, but you did kill somebody. And I think that probably was that, that hold that Rose had over Fern. That I know what you did last summer.
I know what you did.
I know what you did, girl.
You can only trust me. You can only rely on me.
Because look, I protected you. Nobody will protect you like me. And, kind of once she revealed that secret to Wally, it kind of lifted a little bit off of her because he still loved her and wanted to be around her. But again, she could not let go of, that twin and that connection that they had.
Honestly, I'm surprised a twin could actually treat another twin like that. Like I always had, I guess, a perceived notion that twins are closer than anything. Fraternal twins, whatever. They're always close because they were in the womb together. I mean, I can't imagine someone actually trying to take out their own sister, have her own sister go to jail, or,
I've seen it before. And they weren't twins, but yeah, I mean, you'd think so, but I think the thing is, and what she tried to do here was the jealousy thing. And I don't think it worked well enough, the jealousy.
But what was she jealous of exactly?
It was just, I think the attention that the mother gave, and that's again, the unreliable narrator from what we thought. Rose thought that her mother gave Fern more attention. And then the the boy, because the boy liked Rose at first. Weren't they like hanging out together and kissing and drinking beer, and then all of a sudden he started giving Fern the attention because Fern was good at all the games.
Yeah.
So
I think that's right. But
yeah.
I don't know. She could have took that boy out without making her sister be the murderer. Like, come on.
I know. Like trip him or something. I said, they should have killed dude that was touching. But anyway.
Yeah.
If you're gonna drop him, if you're gonna drop that storyline in there, let's do something with the perp. Let's do something with him.
Like, please.
Preferably knock him off.
I know, since you're gonna have us read that. I mean, that scene was kind of detailed. Like, I mean, it wasn't, very outrageous, but you knew what the heck was going on. Definitely.
Yep.
It was gross. It was all gross reading
and he
those
got
scenes.
away. And he got away.
Right.
My thing is if I'm a writer and that is brought up, he's dead. Something's he's dead. That little innocent boy who just happened to like my sister, why did he have to die?
Right.
He did not have to die. He could have got tripped. He could have, they could have let him stay just a little, until he was like, and then let him up.
But that is the truth. Look, all she had to do was trip his ass down some rocks or something. He would have had a broken bone and he would have been carried off and it would have been problem solved.
Thank you.
You have to kill him.
Because it was clear that the perp, the little perp, the little predator, he tried touching Fern and Fern was no.
She got him in the balls and he left her alone.
So, I mean, that right there would have been a perfect story for revenge because, what better way to have a sister kill someone because you've hurt my sister, not because of jealousy. Yeah. Which, I mean, jealousy does happen. But the thing is don't use that plot device or that kind of storyline and not do anything with it.
Right.
Do not skate over something like that. If you're going to use it, baby, use it.
Put it to use. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
didn't think we were going to go there, but we did.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
So you listened on audiobook too, right?
I did.
What'd you think of the narrator, Barry Krennic?
I feel like she was a little robotic. It almost reminded. Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're always honest, but her voice reminded me of what's the little robot? Well, not what is it on TikTok where they have somebody like reading. This is so and so when you do this, that voice on TikTok,
right?
Because I was watching a TikTok video and I'm like, she sounds just like that person. It was, she was, that's funny. I did not like the narrator. I felt like she didn't bring any type of emotion to the story. It was she just read to me. She just read the story.
Well, I could tell Fern's parts from Rose's parts because Rose, she did, I think, change her voice a little bit with Rose from the robotic, because I think she was doing robotic on purpose for Fern.
Okay.
But, when she switched to Rose, I could tell a difference. It was like more smooth, but it wasn't the best narration I'd ever heard. I'll say it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did have to speed it up, as I always do. I speed up most things nowadays.
Mm-hmm. I just because I did 1.5 and it was just like, so then I sped it to 1.8 and it was doable. But yeah, she wasn't my favorite. And yeah, you're right. She probably did do it in a more of a robotic voice for Fern, who was kind of straight and narrow. It's this. That's not a question. You didn't ask me a question. So yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
But she could have added something to it that would have made Fern more likable, or something
evoke some kind of emotion.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she didn't.
No. No.
Yeah, I feel like it seemed like a lot of people really liked the mother-in-law from the same author, but I'm not sure I'm gonna want to do it. It's the same narrator as well.
Oh no. And I have a feeling that it's going to be another family drama just with the name. It's not going to be a thriller, suspense, mystery like we're looking for.
Yes.
I think
this book is in the vein of, I feel like she might be more like a Leanne Moriarty writer. You know how back in the day she's done some stuff that was suspenseful, but now everything she does is a freaking family drama. Like I read Apples Never Fall, and it was supposed to be, killers on a tennis court. What happened? Like 50 years later, the mother's gone. What happened? And that was a fucking family drama, dude. A long ass family drama. I'm like, I am mad. I think I'm almost done with her. I feel like I've given her enough tries.
But did you like it? A lot of people liked it.
I like it.
Did you like it as a family drama?
Let me see what I rated it, because I feel like it was too long. And I actually talked about this a little bit on one of my YouTube videos. It was definitely too long. I rated it 3 out of 5.
Okay.
There were a lot of siblings, because she likes to throw a lot of characters in her books.
Yeah.
So she has a lot of siblings, a lot of different things going on. And then when you find out, I swear to God, I swear y'all, okay. A lot of people tag this thriller and mystery. It is not. It is not. Just like this book. It is not. But the mother is gone. Spoiler alert. Skip 30 seconds if you don't want to know. The mother comes back and her ass was on a fucking retreat. Everybody thought she was dead. It was the dumbest shit ever. Okay, sorry. I just could not resist. I'm like, that was the dumbest.
She's like, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Y'all didn't know you were going to get that, but
I couldn't even help it. I was so put out by that. Like, I was so disappointed. I'm like thinking one thing is going to happen. I'm like, what the WTF? Okay, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. And I feel like Sally Hempworth, I might be done with you too. I think I'm
done too. The
can't do it. Stop misrepresenting what these books
the mislabeling
are.
Or whatever. Yeah. No, I'll pass.
And I'm scrolling the 5 and 4 stars, and they're all, I got a copy from the publisher. Look at my pretty book. I got a copy. I cannot trust people. I do not trust people who get arcs and stuff. They just lie. Why do they lie? Like, they outright lie.
Right. And that's not helping us as, fellow readers.
No.
Because they're like, oh, okay, it's good rating, maybe. So now it's just, everything is, I'm just going to consider everything a crapshoot. We're just going to try it.
Sometimes I'd be wanting to call people out. Like, why you tell that big ass lie in this review?
I know. So somebody called this a domestic drama about twin sisters that entertained all the way to the end. Whatever. Domestic drama was right.
Someone said psychological thriller.
No.
And they gave it 5 stars.
Oh my God. I think some people need to really understand what psychological thriller means. Mystery. What does mystery mean?
Right. Let's read some definitions, y'all.
Yeah, please. Please. A mystery means we're trying to solve something, figure it out.
I feel like we've had quite a few of these this year. We've had a couple of misses as far as our genre. Like, we're trying to hit a specific genre, corner of the market, and we're missing it.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's Goodreads or just even the publishers or whoever, when they're putting out these books, they're not labeling them correctly. They're doing that misleading thing where, like, it's a cross between, good girl, Gone Girl and so, or Get Out, and just, is it a mystery? Is it a thriller? Is it a suspense? Quit trying to make it a hybrid of 2 books or,
Right.
or the next best. So yeah, I think that's probably where we've kind of missed our mark with the books that we really are in the market or for our podcast.
Yes.
So.
And honestly, if it weren't for the podcast, I might have not finished it. I might have given up about a third in and been like, okay, next.
Yeah. I was bored, but I finished it. There was nothing exciting. Like I was like waiting for the shoe to drop or nothing. It was just like, okay, how many more? What percentage am I at? That's what I was looking at my phone like, okay, 30% more. Come on, I gotta finish it. That's how I felt like, come on, it's a sprint to the podcast. Yeah. But no, it was nothing exciting. Yeah. I think I could probably think of 3 maybe exciting books that we read this year that we just were just like, oh, yeah.
Which we will reveal to you in December.
You like the way I segued that?
Yes, we will reveal that. You guys, we are going to have the best of in December. So make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you don't miss it.
Yeah.
So let's rate the thing. Let's rate it. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't like horrible 2, but I would give it a 3. Yeah. I mean, just a 3 based on what we talked about. There were a few things I did like, but not a whole lot. So a 3.
I would give it, I was kind of between a 2 and a 3, but I'll round up only because I had some laughs out of it.
Yeah. Right. I was thinking of our other book that we rated before that we gave it 2, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad, but it was close.
Yeah, this is definitely forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask me in 6 months what this book was about, I might remember some of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely not anything to remember or recommend to a friend or, like,
yes.
Would you recommend a book? Not this one.
Not this one.
No, and not for mystery, thriller, family drama.
No.
Perfect.
And I mean, if I really rated it based on what it's tagged as, this would be lower than a 3 because it is not any of those things.
Yep, exactly. Yep. That's true. It would be a 2 if it was just based on, not just based on, but it's not a mystery. It's not a thriller. It is family drama. So yeah.
Ugh, y'all. Ugh. Okay, let us know. Let us know what you thought of The Good Sister if you read it. And if you loved it to death, if you're a 5-star, 4-star person on this book, then hit me up and let me know why you chose that rating. I would love to know. Join us on book clubs with a Z, or join us at Shelf Addiction Official, and we could talk about it during book club. Tell us why we got it wrong. Join us and tell us.
Yes, we would love to hear it.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys. So I think that's it. What do you think, Classy?
Definitely. I'm done.
Okay. We are done. All right. We are done with today's episode. We are done with this book. We are moving on. Be sure to join us next month. And, I didn't even pull up our book for next month. Do you have it handy?
Wanda. Let me see here. Wanda Norris. Come on, Goodreads. Wanda. Come on. Wanda Norris. I think that's her name. No?
No, it's let me go to y'all. I'm about to pull up my graphic that I made for the book for the group.
Okay.
I'm like, what is the book?
All things. Oh gosh, come on! I can't believe I did that.
Okay, where is it, y'all? Okay, All Her Little Secrets is the book. So next month in December, we are reading All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. So yes, it is Wanda.
But not Norris.
No, it's Morris with an M.
Okay.
So check that out. Join us in all the places and you can talk with us about this book. And if book club isn't your thing, don't worry. We'll be right here next month to tell you our opinion about this book. And I'm crossing all the fingers and all the toes that it actually falls within the genre. Please, God, help me.
Please, sweet baby Jesus, in the manger.
Yes. Give us a Christmas present. It's Christmas time. Come on.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, they're calling this a debut perfect for fans of Attica Locke. I don't know why they did Alyssa Cole. I'm sorry, I struggle with that one. I know.
Okay, that was not okay. Don't get going on that. Y'all can go back and listen to that podcast too. I think we did a podcast on that book. But we'll leave it there. We'll just leave that there.
Yep, guys. We will.
We'll see you next time. Until then, happy reading. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the internet. Bye, guys. If you enjoyed today's episode and would like to show your support, there are a few things you can do. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a positive 5-star review, or like this episode on your favorite podcast player. It seems so simple, but it really helps me out. You can share this podcast with other book nerd friends or on your favorite social media space. You can also join the Shelf Addiction Patreon family. For as little as $2 a month, you will help us produce even more awesome content for your ears. You can also consider joining the Shelf Addiction official Facebook group, where we talk all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven network. You can also reach us via email at info@shelfaddiction.com. Thank you for listening.
Hello, this is Discover, and we take customer service very seriously. We know that if you have a question or concern about your credit card, that's a serious matter, and you need to talk to a real person about it. So we offer around-the-clock access to seriously talented representatives in the USA. Again, it's a serious endeavor. The only funny thing about it is Bob. If you call us and Bob answers, you're in for a treat. Get 100% US-based customer service and talk to a real person day or night. Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
So we're here at Marshall's with Liz for some holiday shopping.
She's really nailing it this year, isn't she?
Oh, yep. She got a record player for Amy.
A gorgeous cozy sweater for Jason.
And some hot pink fluffy slippers for her sister.
The perfect gift.
Wait a sec.
She's getting a pair for herself.
Well, with prices this good, it would be rude not to.
You know what? She totally deserves it.
Oh, totally.
Happy holidays, everyone. See you at Marshall's.
Fabulous brands.
Feel good prices at Marshall's.